If you ever cheat on your husband, my wife laughed loudly, raising her wine glass while her friends howled around her, at least choose someone richer and hotter. The entire table erupted with laughter. Then her smile slowly faded, because standing right behind her was me. I still remember the exact look on Olivia's face that night. The color drained from her cheeks so fast it seemed like someone had unplugged her soul. One moment she was the loudest person in the room, basking in attention at her friend Vanessa's luxury rooftop party in downtown Chicago. The next, she looked like she wanted the floor to swallow her whole. I should have walked away. Instead, I smiled, not because it was funny, but because deep down, something finally clicked into place. For months, Olivia had been acting differently. Late-night work meetings, password changes, smiling at texts she never showed me. But every time I questioned her, she would kiss my forehead and call me paranoid. Like a fool, I believed her. That night, I had arrived at the party late after finishing a grueling 12-hour shift at my construction company. My clothes smelled like dust and sweat, while everyone around me wore designer suits and silk dresses. Olivia hated when I looked too working class around her wealthy friends, but I came anyway, a big mistake for her. "Oh my God, Ethan," she whispered, nearly choking on her drink. "How long have you been standing there?" "Long enough," I replied calmly. The table went silent. Her friends suddenly became very interested in their phones. Olivia forced out a nervous laugh. "Baby, it was just a joke." I nodded slowly. The funny thing about jokes is that they usually contain truth. She grabbed my arm hard enough to hurt. "Can we not do this here?" But I was already noticing things I hadn't before. The way Tyler, her handsome corporate lawyer coworker, refused to look me in the eye. The way Olivia panicked whenever he moved. The way her friends looked guilty instead of confused. That was when I knew, not suspected, but knew. I left the party without another word. Olivia chased after me into the parking garage in her heels, screaming my name while rain poured from the sky. "Ethan, stop being dramatic." I turned around slowly. "Are you sleeping with him?" For 2 seconds, she said nothing. Silence tells the truth louder than words ever can. Her eyes filled with tears instantly. "It just happened once?" Liars always say that first. I laughed bitterly. "You know what hurts the most? Not that you cheated, but that you made me feel crazy for noticing." She started crying harder, grabbing my jacket. "Please don't throw away 5 years over one mistake." "One mistake?" I snapped. "You mocked me in front of your friends like I was some pathetic joke." Her expression changed, turning defensive. "You don't understand the pressure I'm under. Everyone around me has successful husbands with money and status." I stepped back as if she had slapped me. Because there it was, the truth. She was ashamed of me, ashamed of the man who worked himself half to death to give her a good life. That night, I packed a bag and left our apartment before sunrise. Olivia called me 43 times, I counted. I ignored every single one. Over the next few weeks, something strange happened. Without Olivia draining the life out of me every day, my business exploded. I stopped doubting myself, started focusing harder, and landed 2 massive commercial contracts worth more money than I had ever seen in my life. Meanwhile, Olivia's perfect little world began collapsing. Apparently, Tyler was not interested in a real relationship. Once her marriage fell apart, he disappeared completely. Her friends stopped inviting her out. The same people who laughed at her jokes were now gossiping behind her back. Then came the night she showed up at my office. She looked exhausted, smudged mascara, wrinkled coat, nothing like the polished woman from that rooftop party. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I stayed silent. She looked around my new office in disbelief. "You bought this place?" "Yeah." "And the new truck outside?" I nodded again. That seemed to break her more than anything. Tears rolled down her face as she finally realized what she threw away was not just a husband, It was the only person who had ever truly loved her. "I miss us," she cried. I leaned back in my chair and looked at the woman I once would have done anything for. Then I remembered her voice at that party. "If you're ever going to cheat on your husband, at least pick someone richer and hotter." I smiled slightly. "You finally did," I said softly, "and you still lost." Then I stood up, walked past her, and held the office door open. For the first time in my life, I watched her leave instead of begging her to stay.